Okay.
Well, let me hear
I'm
what's
cool
been
with
going on
that.
with you. Besides you looking so, fabulous. What's going on with this leopard skin? Like, when you
You
put,
know, I tried to do a little something
when you
for a
put that
little.
on, it's like you want to drink tonight. You know what I mean?
But got a wine. I'm always
Yo,
having a
last
wine.
week you took your shoes off, and then my man came in the building. You put your leopard shoes on. See, with your leopard shoes to go with your leopard, outfit.
You can't do. That's a little too much. It's
I,
a little too much
I,
for a woman. You got leopard shoe, leopard shirt, leopard. It's too much. I had to pick
okay.
one.
All right.
So I
Well,
just did the black shoes today.
okay. So what did you do this weekend? Tell me how your week went.
Oh gosh, this weekend.
Besides
It's
me calling you
Wednesday.
11
I
o'clock
can't
at
even
night.
think that far back right now.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, my excitement today. So I will start by telling you who is Cher Isvoire Bell, and then I will go into telling you how I'm doing or what my excitement was for today. So I am Cher Isvoire Bell. I am a published celebrity international makeup artist. I'm a 4-time best-selling author. I am a collaborative author in Priceland Collect, Boss Moms, and Women Win. I also have my personal memoir that I am the full author of, which is called Bitch Grab the Wine. Outside of that, I'm a brand ambassador for House Co. I am a cast member of Booked in the City, which you can watch on Roku. I am also in season 2 of Thick Skin, which you can also watch on Amazon Prime. I am also an administrator of The Yard. So we help host networking events for entrepreneurs and small business owners to bring
That's
us all
dope. That
together
is
to collaborate.
dope.
I always be like, am I missing something? So I think that's probably it, you all. And I'm the host of Different Page podcast. I'm a mama.
And what about the makeup artist work you do?
I said that first.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's it.
Hold on. Somebody in the background was talking. I know you had guests here tonight. Hold on. So we got guests here tonight?
We got guests. We always got guests.
So we're going to talk about it?
We got guests.
I'm hyped.
So anyway, so outside of who is Cher Isvoire Bell, you can actually look at all of that because a part of my excitement was I received an article today and I was published in Voyage ATL.
That was dope.
And as we know, Voyage is not just in Atlanta. They do have other locations as well for their magazine. So I thought that was super. Y'all know I like super.
I got that.
I thought that was super exciting.
Yeah, that was very exciting because when I woke
Yeah.
up, I got that 3 o'clock in the morning.
You a lie, Mike.
You know you texted me 3 o'clock in the morning.
No, so
Gave me a link.
I definitely want to share the goodies and the exciting news with you, but it was not. It was like 3 p.m.
It was 3
It
a.m.
was like 3 p.m. But
Yeah.
that was my excitement for today, you all. All of my work and some of the things that I've done, some of the hurdles that I have encountered since I have been trying to grow as a woman and in business, all of that, some of that is addressed in the article. So I thought it was a great write-up. So shout out to Voyage ATL and thank you guys for that. So what
So
we're
what
going to
does that mean for you? It's written up into ATL, which is a dope platform. What does it mean and what will it do for you?
It's definitely more exposure. And then outside of exposure, for me, that's another publishing, right? So when I
Yeah.
say that I'm a published celebrity makeup artist, I can now say not only is my work published, but I'm published. I'm actually in an article and I have a write-up. And most of all, which is why I do what I do, it's always something that I'll be able to show my son.
That's hot.
You can never take that away from me.
I can never take that away from you, but I'm going to take one thing away from you right now. I read the whole article. I want to see how dope you were and all whole nine. I saw podcasts in there like Different Page. Where the hell my name was at? What
Yeah.
the hell is going on
Wait
here?
a minute,
I looked
though.
on my damn. I said, hold on.
Wait a
She
minute,
said
though.
Different Page. I'm the host of Different Page, which is true, by the way. And then I'm saying, okay, wait, keep on money, Mike. Where you at, baby? Where you at, baby?
Wait
I'm
a
going
minute.
down.
Wait a minute. You know what, though? Since you all on Google and stuff, I probably should have put your name in there. Since your name hold weight, I probably should have put your name in there that I work with Keyboard Money Mike.
You was mad at me.
I wasn't mad.
Tell the truth. You
I
didn't get
wasn't
no
mad.
flowers. You didn't get no money. You got a little chump change from the strip club, and you're mad at me.
I was not mad, but I definitely did not mean to just forget your name. I think when people see Different Page, they gonna know what's going on, right?
Oh yes, I forgot. Yes.
We gonna let
Take
y'all
that
be we gonna let
conversation.
y'all be the determiners of that. So what we're gonna do is run to a quick commercial break. If
Yeah.
you would like, you can definitely check out my article. If you go to at Cher Isvoire Bell on Instagram,
Check
I
it
have
out.
included the link. So we gonna see who really being legit, me or Mike. Go ahead and check out the article, and we gonna run to this commercial break, and we gonna bring it right back.
If you a beautiful girl, hands up in the air.
Yo, 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 welcome back to Different Page Podcast, everybody. I am your host, Cher is Wabel, and I have my co-host here with me.
Keyboard money, Mike.
In the building. And again, we appreciate you guys for keeping it locked and staying tuned. I told you we had a special guest that was here to share with us, that would be joining us today. And we definitely have some great stuff that we need to talk about. So we want to welcome James Baxter to Different Page Podcast.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
We appreciate your time.
I'm humbled. I'm actually humbled, man. People inviting me out to share this story and drop some jewels.
Yes, you have an amazing story. I had the ability to actually take a look at your documentary, but I don't want to spill all the beans. I want you to be able to share with us. You are now a powerhouse speaker, a youth mentor, and an advocate. You hold workshops, so I definitely want to make sure that we get into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So when I mentioned the documentary, what I had the ability to take the time to watch was your documentary called Bestiary,
Right.
and you have about 5 episodes.
It's 6.
6. Okay. So I watched the episodes to learn a little bit more about you and who you are. So let's start here, because you made a good point in one of your episodes, which began when you were young. You started by telling us that you started out by being bullied.
Oh, yeah.
So let's take it back and start there first.
Okay.
And maybe we can help some of the youth.
Well, that's what it's all about. I mean, the whole thing about telling the story and then starting there was to give it the proper layering. I didn't want anybody to think that I just popped up on the scene in the street life and did all these different things as a teenager. I was prompted by some of the events that took place when I was a young boy. Bullying, right now, you want that?
I definitely.
All right,
I
so-
mean, I want to know about it, because it sounds like that was a huge piece in terms of your family
Absolutely.
being bullied, you taking the step to try to protect yourself. It didn't sound like from your documentary it just started all bad. It sounds like you had a good,
Yeah, and and that's the spoiler to it all, because you got a kid that grew up, and I didn't suffer from any deficiencies in the family, other than the fact that at some point my dad did leave the household, but by then my mom had become such a powerhouse in terms of raising myself, my brothers and myself, that I had everything I needed. I was cared for, I was disciplined properly. So the things that took place with me, so let's back the truck up a little bit, right? So I was in grade school, right? So we're talking about bullying, right? And this is a good place to start. So for me, bullying was it was like a violation of my personal rights. No, seriously, because as a young boy who was getting treated well at home, I couldn't understand what the deal was when I got outside. Like, I had friends, so when I grew up around my friends, we were all cool. We might fight each other, but that's play fighting. I didn't expect to encounter people in school or anywhere else that I didn't know to assume that it was all right to do this with me.
Right. And I know that you mentioned that
Yeah.
in there, but in the documentary you were kind of like, it seems like you were taught manners and respect.
Absolutely.
So that was different for you.
Anybody that knows my mother, Miss Baxter, they know she takes no shorts in the household at all.
So how do we go from being this young boy in a well-mannered home whose father did leave, but by then your mother is a powerhouse, so she's doing her part and playing the roles. How do we go from that to your story? Which your story, it sounds like, deals with the penitentiary. So let's talk about it.
So my whole life has been about two things: survival and transition. So it started with survival. Like, so being bullied, you get tired of that at some point, right? I can tell you about some of the incidents that may sound comical, but it wasn't funny to me. I mean, I can tell you a story that sounds comical, but the event for me wasn't funny at all, especially when I was raised with the idea that I was somebody. So I think what that led to was that I got tired of it. I used to ask my brothers to come to school, or any of the older guys from my neighborhood that knew my family to come over there, and they would handle things for me, but it never really seemed to go away. So for me, I had to take measures into my own hands. I think that they wasn't respecting the fact that folks wouldn't be around to defend me all the time. Whatever it was, it didn't matter at that point, because I had made a hardcore decision. And so on one particular day when I went to school, and the situation was in gym class, as it usually is, I think that there's about maybe 2 million kids in this country right now that can tell you about gym class. right? But so for me, and my friends don't know this, so they're getting educated about some of my past as well right now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe even my older brother. But the thing for me was I had gotten tired of it. And so it had happened so frequently that I knew how they would approach. And one day when they approached, I had something different in mind, and I defended myself, and I caught everyone off guard. But my goal wasn't to hurt anyone. It was just to give myself some space so I can get away from the situation.
Okay. And so you pretty much dealt with the bullying in terms of you finding ways around it, right? Whether you have somebody to protect you, standing up for yourself, like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. And then you go from that, because you said your whole life has been survival and transition. So now we're surpassing bullying.
Right.
And then we get into the heart of your story. And so before we get into the heart, I want to make sure that Mike is in tune with this as well. So, yeah. So definitely, I want to make sure, because this is definitely deep, and I don't want people to miss this in terms of your story. So you went, again, like I said, from getting over this bullying into transitioning as an adolescent, a teenager, into a young man. And at this time, you somehow transitioned to penitentiary. So how did we get from? It wasn't that simple. How did we get?
No, it wasn't that simple.
Yeah. So connect the dots for us.
Okay.
How do you go from where you were and surpassing the bullying and all of that to ending up in a penitentiary? Because I still haven't said how long you did the penitentiary, so we haven't even got to that.
Nah, not at all.
So that's where I'm trying to go, because that's the heart of your story, and also transitioning to be who you are today, and the powerhouse that you are. So let's talk about that transition as far as the time that you did spend in the penitentiary. How do we go from, this young child and this adolescent and the bullying and surpassing that to now this lifestyle at 19 years old?
I'll give you the condensed but unedited version.
I mean, can I comment on the bully
All
part?
day, all day.
Or are we moving forward?
Do what you got right now.
Yeah. You want to comment on the first
On the
part?
bully part, yeah.
Let's
Because
go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
all right, so check this out.
Rapid fire. Let's just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's go, brother.
So, when you're young and you're bullying, you don't understand the terminology, bullying. You don't even know when people's harassing you.
Let me tell you. Let me stop. We didn't call it bullying. We called it getting fucked up. So, all right, go ahead.
Right, and how old was you the first time you was bullied?
12.
Okay, so at that age, you got me saying getting fucked up, but at that age, right? At that age,
Yeah.
most young don't understand what molestation is. When a young girl go through something, of course it's weird and it's not right. They understand, but they don't understand how to proceed. So when I'm saying to you, at that age, when you was getting fucked up, you didn't have the tools to understand what could come to your defense. It could have been a better way to handle a situation growing up, to understand that this will stick with you, and then you get to the point where, I ain't taking the shit no more.
I don't know, though, because
Well,
you grew up
see,
in a
I'm
different area, too, right?
A different era.
Well, New
Era?
York.
I grew up in Harlem. I'm from
Yeah,
Harlem.
so that's kind of tough.
Yeah, I grew up in Harlem too. Yeah, I went.
So, tough neighborhood doesn't make the difference here for me. What made the difference was that I had gotten tired of it. And so, like I said, I started to defend myself. And so, to take you on a quick journey to how I became someone who was incarcerated for the crime that I was incarcerated for, is because at that young age, a seed was planted, which everyone now knows as the bestiary. So I had to kind of like change how I did things. So we talking about transition. So I had to change how I did things, because to me, a good life was putting on clean clothes, eating food, playing, doing those type of things. So I had to try and maintain that style, as well as go to school and then try and fuck somebody else up. And then that just became somewhat of a way of life. I think the biggest problem for me in life was that dudes just never got the message. And so I had to continue to
Try to prove yourself.
not just prove myself, 'cause I think they knew, but they were just playing stupid. And So for me, it just continued on and on and on and on. And then it really didn't take long, because by the time I hit like 15 or 16, I was into the street life. That's a whole nother story. So, you know what I mean? So when you engage in the street life, if anybody understands and know about the 80s era in Harlem, that the streets was flooded with products and cash. And so if you live in any type of close proximity to where those things were going down, and you had no father in the home, like this one didn't, and mom is busting her ass every day, so she can't really monitor you the way. I mean, come on, what you? And now at this point, I'm defending myself. I got a name now for fighting back. It wasn't about, yo, he's a punk no more. It's about, yo, this dude is like, you know what I mean? A little bit different now. We have to regard him differently, and so that just like kind of like, you know, carried over into the street life. I did that for a while. It wasn't a long time, but I did that for a while, and once again, self-defense became a thing, and this was time it was on a different level, because now we're not talking about playground shit. We're talking about street shit, and it was a little bit different than it is now. We didn't do a lot of talking, so we handled things with pistols and things like that. I was a different kind of guy, so, you know, but I don't know if we're going to talk about that part of it right now, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to cut you off if you got something, Mike.
No, I mean, now we can move on. No, because it's going to get there where it's going to get. We're just talking a childhood situation. But I was saying, if a child had more tools,
Right.
they would go about it a little differently. They had more self-defense by using the tools, which is that, well, he said a key word. If you don't have no father at the home, you know, your father's your streets. So therefore your manhood is challenged every day. And then this is where that contempt come to you, like, I ain't going out in no punk, or nigga ain't gonna step to me like he's doing, because he gonna recognize I ain't no punk. And if someone see you as a punk, that's gonna damage you, right? Because like, yo, this nigga soft. And then they gonna keep trying him, and brothers like, yo, stop playing.
Right.
Stop playing. And then after a while, I could see where he crossed that line for himself.
Right.
But was the system there for him? No. The system is a trap, okay? And every time a black man goes out there to defend himself, he's not defending himself.
The system fucked
he's
us up.
falling, yeah.
I said the system fucked us up.
Yeah, you know, that's that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you naming songs right now?
I'm agreeing with you. This is the truth. The system, it fucked us up. But
Yeah.
I'm agreeing.
Yeah, so you like the song then?
I like the song, and I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah, all right, cool. So the system fucked us up. It's like a damn matrix. And then my man now went through the system. He's the oracle. Now he sees.
But hold up. I gotta stop you. When you say the system fucked us up, so I'm aware that there's like a systematic type of situation going on with African Americans, especially young boys, like I was at the time. But I have to hold myself accountable for what I did. It doesn't matter what listen, be honest, at that age, I didn't even know what the fuck the system was or what it was doing. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, in ask 17, 18-year-old kid, did they really understand politics and conspiracies and all this other shit that we talk about today?
Right.
You won't get no real good answers, so you don't expect for me to have one for you from back then. I don't.
That was an insider.
So what I'm saying is, I am responsible for my shit. That's one of the reasons why I'm who I am today.
No, hold on. I don't doubt that.
No,
hold on.
I gotta
you
put
are
that
accountable.
No, I gotta put that out there because people
right.
listening would think
Got
that
you.
I'm gonna let that slide.
No,
not
got
from
you.
but from the fact that everybody might think that, oh, the system. That's bullshit. My
Got
mom
you.
put that shit in me that what's right or wrong. She also told me to defend myself, but I took that shit to the third power. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
have to be accountable for that.
Yeah, got you. On that note,
No doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah. So again, we already then got real deep, and we still definitely got more to come. So let's figure out what's going on with this transition as far as the system. So we're going to run to a quick commercial break, you guys, and we're going to bring it back. Again, thank you for keeping it locked and staying tuned to Different Page Podcast.
Back, bitches.